This is Howard of AV Transfers with a end of year project today. We've got a little package here and we're going to open it up and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so we've unpacked the box and we had to delay because we had a bit of a problem. We have a sort of malfunctioning cat doing some very strange things under our machines here, which is not very pleasant, and I had to clean that up. So stand by. So what is in this very interesting package? It's not the normal stuff I do. But this is a very interesting board. This is called the Rottendog. Yes, you heard me right. Rottendog. What a name. Replacement driver board for a pinball machine. Yes, pinball is my other strange hobby. And it's for this machine, this pinball machine called the Creature from the Black Lagoon, which is working properly, but I've done all the cosmetic refurbishing and now I'm keen to do the electronics refurbishing, and instead of spending hours and hours on replacing capacitors on the old board, which is working but it's just not as nice, I thought let me rather just replace the whole board ready to go with a brand new modern technology one. So this is basically a plug-in replacement. Where are these made? Where are these made? I think it's probably made in India or China, but it's I think designed in America or somewhere in Europe. Interesting. They've got a couple of, I always wonder when they take the numbers off of these ICs what their intent is. You know, it's like if you take a number off an IC, they're all blank. I wonder why. I mean, I'm not going to reverse engineer it, but I suppose if one went bang, I'd like to know what it was so I could replace it. Interesting. It's all modern, quick switching stuff. Ooh, that would cause a problem. Bit of the old, oh dear, polystyrene. Geez, that's okay. Polystyrene would cause a big problem. So yeah, I'm just going to change this over. I'm going to do a number of refurbs on this machine. But electronic wise, I mean, if you can get a brand new board, why would you hassle fixing an old board, especially if you can swap it out for reasonable money? I think it's quite reasonable. These are all the voltages. 12, 5, 50, 12, VD and VP, maybe that's a different supply. 18 volt, 20 volt. And these are all the LEDs which will indicate that's working. A little capacitor, some kind of a filter. Very nice slow blow fuses. Very beautiful, beautifully made, discreet, nice big fat diodes instead of bridge rectifiers. Look at this. This is like, you know, you could fire up the DeLorean with this thing, right? Very interesting. Okay. So the next thing I'll do is open the machine and take out the old board. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick out a few tools. I don't believe I need a lot of tools for this job. That's a really quality tool. It'll work. Cutters, maybe a Phillips screwdriver, and one or two other things that I might need for the job. Some cable ties perhaps, and a nice fat screwdriver. I don't believe that I need anything, sorry, not a fat screwdriver, a previously large screwdriver. Okay, I'm going to use that. And let's go ahead with that. Okay, so here we've got the back box open of the machine. The Creature from the Black Lagoon. I'm going to move it this way. Oh, because I forgot that the flippin' thing has a door on the side, so you can't actually change it from that side. So here is the old board. Yes, it does look like a dog's breakfast inside of here. Not from my doing, but yeah. This is the replacement. This is the original board. Is that right? Let's see, it's got all these jumpers and whatnot at the bottom. Gosh. It's all labeled. Let's just have a look at the other one. That's my show. Ooh. Oh, it just looks so much nicer, eh? But anyway, at least these parts have got all the markings on still. You know. Alright, so this is the new board. It looks like it's pretty much as it is. Yeah, it's all labeled J103, J103. It's pretty idiot proof. Okay, so what I'll do is, okay, there's the ribbon connector. Yeah. You see, there's the old one. Just see here. Okay, so I'll have to start by stripping these off and labeling them. Some are labeled. Let's see, this one's got J106 on already. That's great. Now, because it's even the original board is a sort of a universal board. They're jumpers that are not jumpers, but connectors that aren't being used here. So it's not a big thing if they're not connected on the original, because that's how it's made. But let's just see, are these marked? The answer is negatory. So I'm going to have to start marking. Okay, let me get that underway. What I've decided now is this machine is not labeled particularly well in any of these doohickeys. So I'm pulling out my brother, oh gosh, my brother printer, and I'm going to start by labeling the connectors I'm pulling off that aren't labeled. So for example, this one's coming off now, and this was J, what was it? 104. Okay, brother, let's pull that one out. And let's label it J104. And hopefully we've got enough of this printing stuff to do it. Snip. Let's check it out. Okay, and that's how I'm going to continue doing this update in a few minutes once I've started doing a few more of these. Okay, so we're getting along here. We've started labeling a lot of these. Some of them had very crude markings on them already, like this one. Some of them were actually labeled differently to the connectors they were in. But we are getting there. I'm making it pretty idiot proof. I must just say the smell of cat urine over here is overwhelming me at times, and I have no idea what the cat is doing here. I've cleaned the floor every day, pulling my hair out about it. So yeah, anybody want a cat, let me know. Okay, and we continue. Okay, so now I've finished unplugging all the connectors. There's quite a lot of them, and these screws don't need to be taken out completely. They just need to be loosened so that you can slide the board out. So I'm doing these as a guide 8 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's quite a lot. Hopefully that'll be sufficient. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you might ask, why am I changing this board if it is working? Well, the truth is it's an old machine. This is from the early 90s, and there's a bit of hum in the sound. I don't think replacing this board is going to solve it. I am going to replace some of the other boards as well. But I did replace this board in another pinball machine, and the improvement it made in the game, in the way the game responds, and the speed of the ball and the power of the flippers, led me to conclude that it's a much more worthwhile upgrade than wasting money on polishing. Obviously, it's good to do that as well. Polishing the playfield, you know, cleaning the flipper rubbers, changing it and all that sort of thing. Obviously, it's important to maintain that, but this makes the biggest difference in the game because the new board is just so much slicker. But we shall see once the job is done. So there it is. There is the old board. It has been removed. There's a big mess of wires here. Oh my gosh. I don't think I can be able to tidy this up significantly. I think there's just so much schmeckus in here. It's just such an untidy machine. It's just the way they made things in those days. More wires than anything else. Nice and discreet, but you know, still. Just loosening the screws a tad more so that it'll be easier to plant the new board in. Looking at the old board, gosh, it's not too shabby actually in a lot of ways. Wait, is this the new board? No, this is the old board. So there's the old board. There's the new board, side by side. Draw your own conclusions. I don't think the old board is that bad, to be honest. I think it's probably, I could probably keep it as a backup or sell it. I've got 2 of these old boards. I'm not a big fan of these big resistors. They're not very energy efficient, as are these. And the board is kind of in good condition. It's one of the better boards I've seen. You can see here it's starting to flake here on these areas. It hasn't broken away. The original silk screening is intact, but there's nothing really wrong with this board. It is looking a bit tired, especially from the heat of the old-fashioned bulbs, which have obviously been replaced now with modern electronics, which are less likely to cause so much heat. The LED bulbs are not making a lot of sense right now. Let's just continue. So here we are. I've mounted the new board in place of the old one. And it took a while just to get it to be seated properly. I had to be quite gentle because I wanted these screws to be at the top. And I also wanted to make sure that there were no wires being pinched around the board and that it was making good contact with the earths. So now the unenviable task of reconnecting all of the very exciting connectors. Stay tuned. Moving along fairly well. I've done all of these. I've almost made a mistake putting 1 or 2 of these in, but luckily they're actually keyed. They can only fit into a certain socket, so it sort of forces you to double take a connection and say, okay, this is where it's supposed to go. But yeah, I'm just basically going through the motions here, like Hall & Oates, going through the motions. Good song that, if you like Hall & Oates. One of my favorite bands, in fact, Hall & Oates. Okay, so let's pop that in there. 102, 101. I like the fact that I've labeled some of these. This is actually a Raspberry Pi. This drives a separate screen on top just to duplicate the display. And of course, it's got a color DMD screen in it. But I don't see a 124 here anywhere. Have I missed one, or did it fall in somewhere? Or, whoa, what's that? What the hell is that? That's not something I recognized from anywhere. Really? Okay. That's not what I want. Okay, let's just leave it on standby for now. Unless this is the power for the old DMD. Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. I think this is for the old DMD display, which used 100 volts. The new one only uses 12, so I think that's what that was. Sorry, I got a fright there thinking I'd missed something. Okay, 112 goes in here. Sorry, I'm filming some of this. Perhaps it's cathartic. Now, someone did mark some of these clearly, so it saved me some of the time to mark them. 107, straight from heaven. There we go. Get a ding. 106, 106, 106. There we go. Oh, that's a bit short. Okay, we'll come back to that in a second. Okay, just a final look over this. There was a couple here that are not connected. J1, 110, 9, 8. They may be used on machines like the Twilight Zone, which has got much more going on it. But there are a couple that aren't being used. Moment of truth. Hmm. 50 volt looks a bit dim. Hope there's no shorts in that. But okay, that looks good. That's a good sign. Now we're just looking at the play field. Just check that there's nothing funny going on here. Let's see. All the lights look like they're illuminated as they should be. Sorry about that interruption. Okay, so the sound's working. The hum actually seems less. Maybe I'm imagining that. But the other upgrade I'm planning to do on this is I've ordered a new soundboard for this, which is called the Pin Sound. And that's something I'll be doing next. The audio board is here, apparently. So it'll be the next fun thing to do. Okay, it seems happy. Shall we play a bit? I'm gonna play with one hand. Oh gosh. Let's try and play. I'm holding this under my chin. Oh, globbits. Oh, stay cool, Daddy-o. Stay cool, Daddy-o. Definitely feels a bit punchier in the flipper department. Definitely punchier. Oh, I got another ball. Cool. Ah. Yeah, that looks all done. So mission accomplished. Well, I'd like to say that was a successful job. It worked out really, really well. And yeah, hopefully do a few more of these. They're quite fun. It's a pity it gets kind of dirty under the glass. And I think what happens is I think the rubbers that are here actually gas or outgas. And after a while, they start to condense on the glass. And from time to time, you just need to actually clean it. It's a pity they don't have like a little vent or something on the side, just to let the gases escape from these materials. But yeah, fun and games with the creature from the Black Lagoon. This is Howard of AV Transfers with a slightly different year-end video. Have a good one.